Esports aren't sports. And that's okay. Now before we get into this video is going to be made up of two parts. The first part is going to be why esports aren't sports, and the second part is why that doesn't matter. I just wanted to clear that up so people don't leave halfway through the video without getting the point of the video. Okay, let's get into it. Whenever I talk to my parents or anyone that is not familiar with the scene about esports, this one topic always comes up. Should esports be considered sports? And for a long time, I've supported, kind of blindly, that esports should be considered sports. I did this fearing that it was the only way to bring legitimacy to esports. However, in reality, esports aren't sports. And the reason for this is quite simple. Esports don't fall under the same definition that sports do. Here is the definition of the word sport. An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another for another's entertainment. This is the reason that esports aren't sports, because even though esports athletes put as much time and effort into their craft as traditional sport athletes do, they do not have to go through the same physical exertion. If esports aren't sports, what are they? They're esports. They don't have to be anything else or fall under the same category that traditional thinking binds it to. They're their own thing and don't have to pretend to be something else in order to be legitimate. In all actuality, esports aren't sports, but they should be given the same respect. But here's the thing. Why should esports be given the same respect as traditional sports? Well, let me tell you. The best players in the world put just as much time, and in some cases even more time, than traditional sports players do into their craft. In League of Legends, the top players put more than 12 hours per day into becoming the best. This is pretty much 6 days a week, and a lot of times 7 days when playoffs or important games come around. These players sacrifice social life, relationships, and other things that we take for granted, all because they don't have the spare time in their quest to become the best. The orgs themselves should be given respect as well. Top esports organizations are worth a ton of money now. In a 2018 Forbes article, Cloud9 was worth $310 million, and that number is more than likely increased since the time the article was written. However, it's not just the money you should be impressed with. These organizations are also building huge training facilities, hiring not just coaches, but many assistant coaches and analysts as well. This is for all their teams. League of Legends, CSGO, and Overwatch all have their own unique coaching staffs. Even orgs that own Overwatch teams are now building their own personal stadiums all around the world. That is what I call legitimacy. And finally, esports viewership is growing exponentially. In 2018, the League of Legends World Championship had over 74.3 million unique viewers. To put this number into perspective, the Stanley Cup Finals Game 7 in 2019 only had 8.7 million unique viewers. So quite a bit less, I would say. So yes, in conclusion, esports aren't sports. And that's okay, because I think esports are doing well enough on their own.